Check this thing out. Easy oil drain valve. Replaces your oil drain plug. Anybody that does their own oil changes knows that their drain plug is, well, probably not in great shape. You might have some stripped threads that you maybe have over-tightened over the years, or who knows what you're doing with it. And maybe all's good, you just want a quicker way to do an oil change. Well, you can get one of these plugs right here. This comes from Easy Oil Drain. I think that's their website. Yeah, there you go. I'll put a link up to it in the description. www.easyoilddrainvalve.com. You go find your make and model. This is for a 2004 Dodge Ram 1500 with a 5.7 Hemi in it. Take your old drain plug out, you put this one in its place. So I thought, well, I don't know, I'll give it a shot, see what happens, and hopefully make oil changes a lot easier. Let's open it up and see how well it's made. All right, that's all you get. You have your threads for the pan side. Has a little O-ring here. Gonna put some oil on that before I thread it in, which probably isn't gonna be an issue because I know there's gonna be oil all over the place. And then it has this little lever in it. Now this is in the open position. When you turn this little valve, it should click into place. So there's a little detent in it. You have to lift it up before you can open it. Now it's just a ball seat valve, a ball something valve. I'm not quite sure what the name of that is. It's very common in plumbing applications. But it's nice that you have this little lock lever here so that it stays put. You don't have to worry about like hitting something on the road and it dumping all your oil out, which was my main concern. We'll have to see how it works when you install it. I'm kind of curious about how it's going to tighten up and whether or not it's going to be upright, upside down, to the side, one way or the other. I'd prefer it to not be hanging down like this, but any other position would probably be alright. So there's actually what looks to be a Allen socket. I figured it was to help you install it, but it is not cut for an Allen. It is very off-center. It looks like they just punched that shape out of it to get the hole to pass through, not for installation. The instructions say, hand install the valve until tight, turn 1/8 of a turn with a small crescent wrench, do not over tighten. All right, let's get this thing swapped out, see how it works.
So let's get this drain plug off of there.
Uh-oh, I have made a mess.
All right, the oil is dribbling out. That's actually okay with me because we have an O-ring on the valve itself, and you got to make sure that the O-rings are lubed up. So I'm just going to spin this thing on. It says use a small adjustable wrench to tighten it up. There you go. Now the next time you do an oil change, you're just going to lift up on this lever and let it come out.
I'm going to sacrifice about a quart of oil.
So you can see one more time. Pull the lever up, twist it down. Just as easy as that. The lever does seem to be locking in position pretty well, so I'm not worried about anything coming up and hitting it. Looking good.
Can't forget the filter. You guys know the rest.
As you can see, it doesn't really stick out all that far. It's not even the lowest thing on the chassis. The front cross member hangs down lower than that, so I'm pretty satisfied with it. Let's go drive it around and see what happens.
Just got done from a short test drive just to kind of show you that she is hot. This transmission external temperature plug is looking good. Nothing to report yet. I'm going to keep an eye on it, of course. This is one of those things you're going to want to really pay attention to and check once in a while. But yeah, so far so good.
Now this plug does look pretty good. The threads on it are nice and clean. I'm still curious to see how this works, and hopefully it'll make oil changes a little bit easier in the future. Now I do have another car that this plug is about 80% stripped out, so I'm always hesitant about giving it too much torque, and I think I'll put some Loctite or something on the threads of one of those valves, stick it on that car as a fix for that. So let's do it. Now this one has always been kind of a chore because of where the plug sits in relation to the filter. So I think this quick drain will really help.
You can see on this plug how messed up the threads were. The threads aren't so bad on the plug, it's the actual pan, because the pan is aluminum. So I've got some threads that have come out. Somebody over tightened it many years ago. So that's the plan for this guy. It's the same exact valve as before, it just happened to fit both these cars. So like I said, I'm gonna put some Loctite on those threads and hopefully it won't go anywhere, but we'll see. I think the oil is drained out now, so let's put it on.
All right. Crap. So it didn't want to fit with the filter. Now let's see if the new filter will fit. And it will, but it's snug. Wow. That is close. It won't even open with the filter on there. Once I get the filter off, then I can drain the oil out that way, I suppose. Didn't work 100% like I had hoped, but it did work. Now I don't have to worry about those threads anymore.
So this one didn't work out as well as I had planned on the car, but it's not really the plug's fault. It's the fact that I don't have any space under there. With that oil cooler, it extends the filter out about 2 inches or so, and so it just didn't have the room. It would probably work if I didn't have that on there. I also didn't use Loctite. I would still recommend a Loctite. I'm not going to tell you what I used, but it's a pretty permanent fixation to it. So you use whatever you think is best. These aluminum pans with these steel plugs, I mean, you're just asking for disaster, especially on a 19-year-old car. All right, I'm just getting back from a week-long trip to Tulsa to kind of prove that I've been away for a little bit. Let's check out this drain plug. Not too bad. Not getting any drips off of it. Here's a shot of the ground right below it. It's pretty clean. No signs of any sort of oil dripping out of this thing. It's about 4 hours one way to Tulsa from here, and so I'm probably at about 600-700 miles on the oil change since I put the valve in. Just wanted to give you a quick update. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching.